Hello, everyone, and welcome to round two of the Ultimate Schmoedown singles tournament. Round one is completely done, and we are going to react to the first match in round two between Brendan Meyer and, maybe the biggest upset so far in the tournament, Stacy Howard. I don't know how she got here. I have strong doubts about her performance today, but she's here. Whatever, we'll see. Anyway, as usual, I'm your host, Chris Schmoedown, joined by the usual panel, Chris and Nico. And Nico, what is that right there?
Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at the new and first ever TMG Entertainment Chokeslam Wrestling Debate Champion of the World right here.
Well done.
Well done, bro.
Yeah. As I said just before we went live, when we started recording, I honestly did not think that Nico would be the first out of us three to get a belt. However, one, it's debating. Two, it's not movie trivia. But still, congratulations nonetheless. Anyway, what are your thoughts on the match today?
I had Brendan Meyer going into the semis, so I have him winning this match, essentially. That said, I will never count out Stacy Howard. Every time you do, she surprises us. So I'm sticking with Brendan, but I won't be surprised if Stacy pulls this off.
All right. Chris, your thoughts?
So, you notice how I've had to do the whole let's rewind the clock a couple times, this past few reactions we've done. I'll keep my point pure and simple. Every time that Stacy has found herself in a position where she was in, 8 people left in a singles tournament, and I'm talking 2017 and 2018, she got knocked out. And that was after, especially when she faced Cushing, that was after the huge upset of that year when she took out Mark Ellis.
Yeah. But
then Rachel comes in and just smacks her right over. And same thing last year when she took on Dan Murrell, which I don't like to call patterns, but I think that might happen again today. It's just because, look, nothing but love to Stacy Howard. I think she's a great person. But if you were to ask me who is the most inconsistent player in the Schmoedown today, it's Stacy Howard.
Actually, the way you described it, it sounds like consistency, and that consistent pattern is just high, low, high, low, high, low.
That's the only consistent thing about her.
From a certain point of view.
Yeah. Look, I have to go with Brendan Meyer in this one because I already didn't think Stacy would win against Riley, and as we've seen a lot with her, she gets into a position where she plays a really good player and beats that good player for some reason, but then the next one is like, oh no, she shits the bed because either she spent all her energy in that first player or something else, bad luck. I don't know. It's that she is extremely inconsistent. She can lose against anyone at one given day and win against the other on another given day. So it's like, I cannot say that she's going to win simply because that inconsistency. And Brendan Meyer is someone who has just been so good. His only loss is still against Paul Oyama, and Paul Oyama is kind of the singles champ right now. So Brendan Meyer has shown that he is really good. He has also been improving his own personal game, where he had his points in the match against Oyama where he lost. He has been improving that. He actually managed to get a perfect round in round one a couple of times with the bonus question. So yeah, if he just does that today, gets a decent category in round two, he might not even have to answer a single question in round three. But we'll see about that right now because we're just going to press play in 3, 2, 1, play.
Hi, Emma.
Hey, Emma.
Oh boy.
Hi,
How are you?
Just great. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to welcome you back. That Burnett guy is a complete disgrace.
I'm sorry, weren't you
Indeed, he
the
is.
best man at his wedding, or?
I don't know where you get your information. The guy's been divorced like 63 times, all right? More important here is, you got me. You can rely on me. I got your back. I'm a big fan of the Fife Club, everything you did. It's just legendary. So, from one legend to another, I got your back.
Why would I need you to have my back?
Yeah.
Because I know things.
Things? Like what?
He knows where bodies are
Great
buried.
math.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, route to the nearest McDonald's.
Right.
How to hijack a Lime scooter. I don't even know.
We hardly ever do with him, Emma, and that's why we love him.
Yep. Kaiser for Manager of the Year. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, he's already secured it.
Mm,
Well, okay.
Can I-
Rephrase that.
Ken and Grace had a good shot.
They have a good
Welcome
shot.
back to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown.
If
The tournament
Paul wins,
continues,
exactly.
and we have a match
Yeah.
here to get ourselves to the final four.
Well,
and I'll tell you, this is not, I don't think a lot of
It's
people
also-
would
Strongest
bet if
chance.
you were doing your little
It's-
tournament
it's
brackets,
also
you were
a
submitting
question
them.
if
I
Mike,
wonder how many people had this
and
matchup.
Chan
If
will
you
get-
did, you
will
probably sit
keep
pretty
their
right now
belt.
because you've got the kid.
'Cause if they
Brandon
keep
Meyer
him-
against sassy Stacy Howard in this second round match.
I myself do not gamble, not since 2010 in Prim, Nevada. Darker days I've never seen. But Christian, as far as today, you're right. The Elite Eight is upon us. This is for a trip to the Final Four. Basketball terminology. We're in the playoffs. I love a good bracket.
Yeah, and what a way both
I have
of
no-
these competitors
I
had
didn't
amazing
understand a single
first
word of what he
rounds.
just
You
said.
look at the kid, Brendan Meyer, who played his rival. He's got a rival already with Whitney Seibold, and he TKO'd Whitney Seibold. Not a lot of people saw that happening.
He got punched by an 11-year-old, that Whitney did.
And as
Oof.
much as a
Called it.
surprise as that was,
rub it in, Nico.
the
Rub it in.
former two-time Movie Trivia Schmoedown
I
singles
called that
champion
one.
and last year's team tournament winner and the singles winner of 2014 the tournament, Mark Meyer, was knocked out in the first round by the queen of upsets, sassy Stacy Howard, who you know.
Yeah, I beat the crap out of her back in the day.
No.
Will she have the rosé this
Schmoedown
time?
match. It went to the wire, but I won in overtime.
Well, that's a different scenario than anyone else has seen.
You should check the tape. I'm pretty sure I won that one. Back to you, Christian.
You must have the Infinity Gauntlet.
I'm
using
pretty
that
sure you
time
lost
stone.
that
But I will
one.
tell you that what she has done, and
Midnight
her
Cowboy.
ability and the pulls that she's been able to do, she's playing on a different level right now. So this is a very, very exciting match to find out who's in the Final Four.
Yeah, I know. And when you start using those March Madness style terms, that's when the pressure gets really hot. For us announcing, we got to be pretty good today. They have to be great if they're going to pull off the win today. I don't think you're seeing a knockout here. I think you're seeing a match that is going to go down to the wire and possibly overtime. The same phrase
I don't
where
think
I
so.
beat Stacy Howard 3 years ago.
We're going to find out exactly what these two have been saying about one another, and here we go.
Come on, Bibbs. That's a great promo.
It's your winner by technical knockout, Brendan the Kid Meyer.
You know, a tough match against Whitney, a lot of emotions, you know, we had all that history, but that's behind us now, and now we can just focus on being a team and going after some bad guys.
Sassy Stacy Howard.
You know what? I just knocked Mark Riley out of the game. It's obviously a sign of change.
Yeah.
You know, this is corruption's year.
You know, corruption is seen as a force for kind of like evil in the league. They love being a force.
Look at their spelling. Of course they're evil.
You know, Stacy has proved herself many, many times in the Schmoedown and proved herself once again in that amazing win over Mark Riley, you know, former champion. So I'm feeling like it's going to be a tight match.
You're going to be facing, I don't know if you know this, you're going to be facing Brendan the Kid next.
I don't know her.
Yeah, the kid he's so nice.
He's so sweet.
Absolutely. I don't want kids myself, so today
No, icky, gross. The boobs grow and then they sink and they sag, and I'm not interested in that.
Mine too.
We have a great opportunity to stop some
That was
corruption
disturbing.
momentum and prevent
My
them from
eyes.
getting any of those belts so that we can see some positive forces holding those belts.
Because we are not jerks. Stacy Howard is one of the most underrated players in history of this game, and we want the spotlight to shine on her, and I think that's what today
I love
is about.
corruption.
The kid
but-
is a natural
Yeah.
talent. He knows his movies. The real problem we're going to have is trying to figure out how to get him back in here.
Stacy, it would be great if you could do the maximum amount of well in this match but that I can still win.
That would be nice. Wouldn't it be great if everyone...
You could do amazing, but I could just still win the match. That would really be awesome.
we all need to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Too good of an attitude. Disgusting. Gross.
That's no place for that in the
No,
show.
no.
This is like the nerd facing off against the hot chick in a high school movie.
Look, Sassy
A little
Stacey
bit.
Howard, the new attitude
But in
over
this
the last
case,
5,
it's
6
a lot
months
better
has
to
been
be a
helping.
nerd
It's
than a
been
hot
working.
chick.
Her with corruption, it's been working because she has this newfound confidence. And she is talking smack against the kid, and rightfully so, I understand. Nobody likes somebody who's so nice. I'm kidding. I love the kid. I think the kid is one of the best people to ever come into this league. I love the kid, and I think that we need that type of positivity.
That's well, the kid. I just found this out. The kid is actually technically mean by Canadian standards, but here in America, he is very nice. My real question here is: it's Sassy Stacey Howard. I think one of her a nice arrow in her.
Sandy,
quill,
feel
was
free
the
to
fact that she
confirm
had
in
a
the
couple
comments.
drinks when she was playing against Mark Yoni.
Did he forget to say? Did he forget to say thank you after helping an old lady cross the street?
We're about to find out.
You might call the cops on Stacy. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the tale of the tape.
What are they good at?
What I was gonna
Case,
ask you.
remind
I
us.
can tell you what they're
How
good
do
at right now.
Canadians
Brendan
insult
Meyer,
people?
he is very good at Oscar movies, movie
I
release
hate
dates,
you, and I'm
being a
sorry, but I
Toronto
hate you,
Raptors
but I'm
fanboy.
really sorry, and I apologize for
Stacey
that, but I
Howard,
hate
she's
you.
very good at Kurt Russell movies in the 80s. She's also very good at 90s Kurt Russell movies, and she is an expert at Kurt Russell in the 2010s.
Kurt Russell.
With that, I ask you, are you ready?
Oh,
I
God.
am pumped.
Ladies
Yeah, I
and
can
gentlemen, it's
shit.
time
With Matt
for
Kearns?
the movie trivia
Ooh.
Schmoedown. Introducing first,
Yes.
representing Shazam, led to the ring by his team partner, the Beast, William Bibiani. With a record of 2 wins, 1 defeat, and 1 knockout, he is Brendan the Kid Meyer. There they are, as Shazam.
They got their Shazam shirts on. Look at the little dance that they
They're both dancing.
It took at least an hour to choreograph something that level.
Yeah, look at Beast. What a cheerleader the Beast has been for the kid.
That music is still part of
Really rooting
the
on
best
the kid
opening
and trying to
scene
get the
in
crowd to
2017.
Yes, I love their partnership. I truly do. I think it's a lot of fun.
I can't wait to see their partnership.
Chris,
progress
don't argue
at
with
some
me.
point mid next season.
Here he comes. He's back again. I didn't say it.
It's just it's the way things tend to go in the Schmoedown, William. It's not a bar, but you or the kid. It's just I've been around the league for a while.
Right.
And teams tend to not work out in the long haul.
Well, we'll see what kind of mood I'm in. All right. So, and his opponent,
Okay.
representing corruption,
Really? She's going with the corruption theme?
led to the ring
He's corrupt.
by her
It's all the corruption.
manager,
It's the one thing that can guarantee they don't get sued.
Napsa. With a record
So,
Of
thank
5
you for
wins.
not giving us a copyright claim on this video.
and 1 knockout, she is
Yeah,
Sassy
unless Meyer.
Stacey
feels like
Howard.
Fucking complex.
Corruption again.
Blowing kisses to the crowd.
All right, what does Ken's whiteboard say this week?
This is
I can't see it.
Points to Alex Damon.
Damon.
Missing
Alex
Alex
Damon.
Alex Damon will, of course, be defending the Star Wars Championship live December 7th. Come see it at the Schmoedown
I've
Spectacular.
already purchased my tickets. Not that I had to purchase tickets, seeing as how I'll be there announcing.
Yeah,
the
he's
match.
not going to lose
All
until
right, so
either
both the
Case or
competitors
I
have
get
sat
there.
down in
So.
the second round matchup here.
No.
Kid and Stacy Howard.
I give Laura Kelly a
In round
very
number
strong chance,
1 of the
actually.
Ultimate
Strong chance.
Schmoedown Singles tournament round number
No,
1.
she'll probably
It's gonna work like a normal
she'll
round
probably
number
do
1.
what
It's just
Scrimshaw
a lot
did,
more pressure
you know?
attached to it. The field.
Take
to the five-
Here,
take
8
to the five-
questions from
take to
8
the 5
different
pointer.
corners of movie trivia.
But
Schmoedown.
then, you know,
Know how each question
Damon's
is
a little
worth
bit
1
too
point.
good
There's
for
no
Star
penalty for
Wars.
missing a question. There is no
Kinda.
stealing available in round number 1. As soon as you hear us ask a question, you have about 15 seconds to write down your best attempt at an answer on the whiteboard in front of you. With
So,
your own
actually,
marker.
something that
Use
I
your
figured
eraser
out-
at your own risk.
Nico and I
Have 3
hardly
usages
beat
of the
Chris
JTE rule throughout the duration of
by
the match.
its
After you
own.
heard a question right, you need us to repeat it.
So
Just
if
fire
Nico
something
and
up
I
15
were a
seconds. You're
team and
having
Chris
that
was
much
by
fun,
his own, he
use the
still
JTE
usually
rule.
does
You
better
also
than
each
we
have 1
do.
challenge to be used at
Yeah.
any point throughout the 3
And that's how
round
round
match.
one works
Chris,
around these
the
parts.
floor
And this is why I have a backup plan for Orlando.
Actually, Booz and I were talking, and we have a little gift for corruption.
Oh. Is it a giant window?
Correct spelling.
I spelled it right.
You spell it right.
With
and
the
you see
Shazam.
the I
Oh, look at that.
in there.
Now, wait a minute.
Oh,
I don't know, just-
God.
It's limited to
Actually, it's crazy.
rebranding. It's
The
so
computer
cute.
just
Love it.
autocorrects it to that when you spell it
Oh.
KO. I'm just joking.
All right, so well, I guess that's a new. It's a nice
Canadian
logo.
Max are
It's a nice logo. Well, thank you for the new shirt design.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
here
there
we
you go.
Here we go. So
New shirt design.
They said
This
they're
is
ready.
this
They
is
said
the
they're
team
ready,
that
so I
will
wanna
replace
build
the
you up.
Wild
Now you're
Berries
ready.
after the nuke
all right,
breaks
then how
them
about
up.
this? Then let's get ready to Schmoedown.
You nailed it. You absolutely
I
nailed it.
appreciate it. Still got it, I guess. All right, here we go, Mark.
Right. Your first question in this match comes from the world of dramas.
Okay.
Dramas. And your question. 2014's The Theory of Everything starred Eddie Redmayne and Felicity Jones. It's about what real-life physicist? I love this match because Stacy looks like...
I've made several jokes about him on various streams regarding artificial intelligence.
5,
She wanted to go to the mall with her
4,
friends, denied.
3, 2, 1, and Stacy.
Stephen Hawking.
Stephen Hawking.
No.
Oh, that's so close.
Wait.
Yes.
Oh,
What did she
Stephen
say?
Hawking.
letter.
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking.
it's
He works at
Hawking.
the Exxon in Burbank.
Like king, queen.
Yeah.
Next question comes from movie release dates.
Release
What year saw the release of Toy Story 3?
I'm gonna throw the 4
Overrated.
Toy Story movies.
I was gonna say, if you guys want to hear him
3,
get more in depth on this, go
1,
check out the latest
2,
episode of the
4.
Who Cares Anime
But I like 4
podcast.
a lot.
Okay, shots
5,
fired at 4.
4, 3, 2, 1. Pens down.
2010.
and Brendan.
2010.
Yes.
I had
I
2011.
that, but I said
Damn
Oh,
it.
sandwich.
Okay, so Meyer going up
Ah,
by 2 here.
Brooklynville.
All right.
Next question.
Next question
Brooklyn Vale strikes again.
comes from the world of Oscar movies. And your question: who won an Oscar for portraying musician Ray Charles in the film Ray?
You have any friends named Ray?
I
Wasn't
do.
even the guy's best performance that year, but you know what? He earned it.
Good old Ray.
Ray.
Okay,
He was,
Anderson.
he was nominated for 2 Oscars in that year.
2.
I think I'm off,
1,
but this will
Pens,
still
Jamie
be fun.
Foxx.
Jamie Foxx.
And Stacy.
Will Smith.
Kidding. Got it.
That was Ali.
They
you-
got the double X's.
Would you have awarded a point if they only put 1 X? I don't know.
Yeah, you still get the point, but
Yeah.
I do have some questions.
Yeah. Next
At
question.
least he didn't put 3.
Action
Heyo.
adventure. In the Maze Runner series, who plays the lead Thomas?
I know his first name.
You got like the Hunger Games, and you got like Maze
Oh,
Runner.
oh.
I think it's not as bad as people think.
The second one.
5, 4, 3,
No, I only have the
Is
first
it
1.
Dylan
Pens down.
O'Brien.
Asa? Oh, I had
Dylan
Asa
O'Brien is
Butterfield.
Correct, Stacy.
I said Tyler something.
Incorrect. So
It was
is
Dylan
4-1. We'll move on to
something.
your
I
fifth question, and that is in the world of fantasy/science fiction, a movie featuring events that probably didn't happen. Your question: which film in the Planet of the Apes franchise features a supporting turn by Gary Oldman? I will let the competitors know you just need to write down the first word of the film.
Doesn't matter. I'm writing down the whole thing.
Of course.
Because I'm going to show off.
That's fair, right? To spot them.
Because this is my second
the
favorite
Right.
ape.
In the
No, this is my
5,
third favorite Apes film in the entire
4,
franchise.
In the conservatory.
3, 2, 1. Stacy.
Dawn of the Planet of
of
the
the
Apes.
Planet
Dawn?
Incorrect.
Yes. Good job, Nico.
That's correct.
I got it.
Dawn is
It is
correct.
Dawn.
Yay, I got it.
I've
Call her
won.
Dawn.
And now the kid up by
My
4
least
here as
favorite
we
of
get
that
to our
trilogy,
next
but
question.
still pretty fucking good.
Comedies.
Really?
In
Huh.
planes,
Okay.
trains, and automobiles, Steve Martin leaves from what city to get home to Chicago for Thanksgiving?
Did you not want them to laugh?
It's not my thing.
No, I know, but it's like you.
It's not my thing.
Okay, that was
Someone else guess.
wow.
5, 4,
Somebody laughs when they fart in the crowd.
Pure guess.
Down,
San Francisco.
And Brendan Meyer.
Salt Lake City?
Yes. And Stacy.
Oh, it's New York.
No, okay. So
All right,
Meyer,
somebody needs to get Stacy Harris.
Oh,
some
you didn't get it,
rosés.
Chris.
I haven't babysat in a while, okay? It's been a few years.
that's good.
The calls are coming from inside the house. The next question, your penultimate question in round number 1, comes from the world of horror/thriller.
Mm-hmm.
And your question is,
Yeah.
Dan Trachtenberg directed
Yay!
Elizabeth Winstead and John Goodman in what 2016
love
thriller
this movie.
set in a bunker?
This is a really good one.
Yeah, not much to
Way better than the original. Way better than the crap lousy
No,
sequel.
I mean, I was just thinking I wouldn't want to go with 10
Definitely.
7-Eleven Doritos or Cheetos or.
Also because it's very different
5,
from the original.
4,
Plus it's not handheld cam.
2,
Thank God.
1. Pens down.
10
10
Cloverfield
Cloverfield
Lane.
Cloverfield Lane.
Correct.
10 Cloverfield.
Correct.
Oh, she missed it.
Yeah,
10?
no.
Cloverfield
I say,
Lane.
yeah, you can't
It
give
had
that
a
to her.
number attached to it.
No,
Stacey Howard's
because
very
it's
close
10
to winning 3.
Cloverfield
She's not
Lane.
that
That's
far
the
off.
title.
Just a little
Jesus.
off at the moment. All right.
Also,
kid on the verge of
I'd
a
like to
perfect
point
round
out
here.
7
I
to
think
1.
this would be 2 in a row for him.
I
Here
was kind of
is
right.
Animated. Who directed 2018's
Oh.
Isle of Dogs?
Huh?
Do you know
Wait.
what it's titled?
Oh,
What?
what's his name?
Say it.
What is his name?
I love dogs.
Oh, that's good.
Also,
That's good talk.
I love dogs.
See,
We're going
unfortunately,
to-
it's not
a
PTA.
joke.
5,
it's not the Coen. It's not the
Sometimes I have serious
Coen
things to
brothers.
tell people.
2, 1. Pens down. Kid.
Wes Anderson.
Wes Anderson.
Perfect round. And
Oh.
Stacy.
Wes Anderson.
There it is.
I, for some reason, thought it was.
So the kid.
I thought it
kid
was
has
the
a
guy who
chance
did Kubo
here-
and the
he has
Two
a chance
Strings.
here to
Travis Knight? No.
9 if he gets this one.
I got
Mark,
6.
it's a bonus
I'm happy
question.
with
This is
myself.
Just for you,
Good job.
Brendan, you do not have to write this one down.
Just say the answer when you think you
Heck,
know. We'd
at this
prefer
point,
that
I
15
would have been a
seconds
better
if you can.
opponent
The
for
bonus
Meyer.
question is, the 2000
Yikes.
Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Is
Oh, there we
loosely
go.
based on which famous Greek literary work?
The Odyssey.
The Odyssey.
By Homer
Well
Simpson
done.
himself.
This kid.
Seriously, how many
Another point
times
for the kid. It's a
has Meyer gotten the
7-point
perfect
lead
round
over
in bonus
Stacy going
question?
into round number 2, Chris.
Because this
Look
is
at
not
what
the
he's
first
been doing
time.
Since the free for all, he had the win with Shazam. He has
Like
this is-
2 or 3.
Yeah,
Whitney, and
it's
now
either
he's
his
playing
second or
really
his
good here
third.
against Stacey
And
Howard
he was
as we
great
get
in the
to-
free for all. You just kind of like
Great.
that-
In
I would say
only
that's
4
his,
matches.
coming out party.
Absolutely.
That is
And
goddamn
his only loss
impressive.
comes to the champion, the Paul Oyama.
Yeah,
So-
and maybe the mentorship of William Bibbiani has helped him. Maybe he didn't need that ever in the first place. He knows his stuff when he's up there all by himself. So, Brendan, Stacy, we move on to round number 2.
Paul
This is the
did
wheel
say
round. You see that
if
wheel?
Brendan
It's got
wins the
10
tournament,
different slices.
he'll be
feature
scared
10
of
different
him.
corners of movie trivia Schmoedown. Know how you
Oh,
also
Brendan
have
too.
the fan
That would be
favorite
good.
opponent's choice and
That
the
would be a good
competitor
title
wish,
match, I feel.
spinner's choice. Once you settle on a category, you're each going to hear 4 questions from that said genre. Each question's worth 2 points. There's no penalty for missing a question. However,
That was getting
stealing
too
is
hard
illegal.
to do.
In
Way
round
too hard to
number
keep up.
2, so you can ask us for multiple choice if you don't know the answer. We'll give you 4 options.
Plus, I
One
wasn't
is
sure if
correct
the
answer.
mic was
1 point
bumping the
the question
leather.
goes down to 1. Brendan
I
Meyer,
couldn't.
you are
Oh, okay.
I didn't hear
7
anything.
points ahead of Stacy right now. So you can choose whether you like to spin first or defer to your babysitter.
Go first.
She's making $11 an
Your
hour plus a tip from the drunken parents when they get home.
String cheese.
Here comes Stacy.
Lord.
I think that was a classy move by the kid
It was a
because
smart
it's going to get Stacy possibly back in the game, and then
Right.
anything can happen.
Stacey Howard's going to be looking for rom-coms for sure. I don't know how much of a smart move it was because you try to get romantic comedies off the board at this point and maybe go and
Spy.
Just missing Spinners.
Spy
Ooh.
movies.
I wouldn't mind that.
Spinning
Spin it again. Getting away from
I
those
say, Case,
spy
you
movies.
take that.
Oh, and there it is.
Oh!
To a dead stop.
Oh!
That wheel has a
It was
mind of
like
its own.
about to go to
Spy
spinner's
movies.
choice, and then it just bumped back.
All right, Spy
Spy
movies
Ugh.
it is. So now
No.
New wheel needs a
Stacey
little
Howard.
work.
I
Got
don't
it.
mind it. There are a couple
All right,
that I
Stacey.
don't know, but
4 questions.
the ones I know, I know.
In the world of spy movies, each one's worth 2 points. You fail to know the answer off the top of your head, you can ask us for multiple choice. Brendan, you may be able to steal one of these questions if Stacy misses one. Your first question. Val Kilmer made an early on-screen
No,
role
I
in his
don't know
career
that.
in which 1984 spy comedy?
Top secret.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Top Secret, B, The Man with the Red Shoe, C, The Cleaner, or D, Spies Like Us?
B.
That is incorrect for the steal. Brennan, is it A, Top Secret, B, The Man with One Red Shoe, C, The Cleaner, or D, Spies Like Us?
B.
It is one of the funniest movies of all time.
It is Top Secret. I was incorrect.
Thank you.
Incorrect.
All right, so
Incorrect.
Then it goes down to 9, right?
Yeah.
That was funny. You thought it was right.
Everybody, you two compare.
Well,
Everybody
okay,
watch,
because
everybody in the studio,
apparently
go watch Top Secret.
someone
it is fall down funny.
in
It's
the
hysterical.
studio
All
put
right,
the
so
score
next-
up for
next
Meyer.
I'm back. All right, 9-2, 7-point game. Stacy Howard.
That's
doing
weird.
spy movies.
Quite.
What lost actor, as in the TV show, not he's like lost. What lost actor
Solana.
plays an IMF agent who is killed in an early scene of Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol? Actor name.
I'll just guess Greg Grunberg. I don't.
Michael Emerson?
5, 4, 3, 2.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, Matthew Fox,
I don't know.
B, Josh Holloway, C, Daniel Day Kim, or D, Dominic Monaghan?
Daniel Day Kim.
Five, 4, 3.
B.
That's a point.
Oh.
Josh
Point,
Holloway.
Josh
it
Holloway.
is.
It is. Okay, question 3.
He played Sawyer, I believe.
All right.
Yes.
All right.
All right, so Stacy cuts the lead to 6. 2 questions left in round number 2 in the world of spy movies. Your penultimate question. What was Pierce
Golden
Brosnan's
Eye.
first James Bond film?
Ooh. First one.
You are.
You're friends with Kalinowski. You should know this.
You think correctly.
Jesus.
2 points. Cuts the lead to 4. Stacy Howard.
Yeah,
starting to
if she
make
had
the
missed
match
that question, she would have
competitive,
been
and she can
fired
cut
from
the lead to
corruption
2
then and there.
If she gets her last spy movie question correct right off the bat, and that query is, who plays Ben Affleck's boss at the CIA, Jack O'Donnell, in the film Argo?
Complete guess, and I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. But is it Bryan Cranston?
Is it A, Tate Donovan, B, Bryan Cranston, C, Kyle Chandler,
No, it's
D,
Kyle
Victor
Chandler.
Garber?
I think.
Yes.
Maybe. 5,
What are the choices one more time?
4.
A, Tate Donovan, B, Bryan Cranston, C, Kyle Chandler, D, Victor Garber.
A.
That is incorrect for the Steel Kid. I'm going to give you all the time. A, Tate Donovan, B, Bryan Cranston, C, Kyle Chandler.
Bryan Cranston.
We have a 5-point game because
Oh.
that is correct.
That is
Got it!
5 points, Stacy
Oh,
Howard,
well done,
5
Nico.
points.
Yep. Now the kid gets up to the wheel, and he's looking for something he's good, and he's going to try to
Home
close the
shoot.
game out
Once
there.
it was
Looking
good,
at
but
knockout
Say,
territory.
all he's
One
gotta
thing
get
I
is
know
7
about
points,
Stacy
and
Howard, you don't want to
Uh-oh.
give her
Uh-oh.
a chance in round 3.
Modern classics.
Modern
He
classics.
can still work
But
with
he just
that.
tempted the wheel with opponent's choice. Is he going to stay? Or
You should have. No, you
Again.
should have
Getting
stuck with
away
that.
from modern classics.
Modern classics is usually pretty
All those
good.
movies came out before his birth year of 2000.
Nolan.
Christopher Nolan.
Okay.
Christopher Nolan it is.
Oh,
I will be okay with keeping
Thank you,
All
Andrew.
right, Christopher
All right,
Nolan.
calm down. Calm down.
thank you, Andrew. Yeah.
It's impossible. All right, so Christopher Nolan.
All right.
We'll find this eventually. There
Christopher
we go.
Nolan.
All right, here we go, kid.
Famous director.
Okay.
An auteur.
Christopher Nolan. In Insomnia, who plays the murder suspect? Walter Finch.
Robin Williams.
Robin Williams.
2 points.
Oh, it was.
Okay.
All right, and Christian, you hate
I
to say it,
only
but
know
we're
that
getting close
Robin
to
Williams
knockout
is in the
territory.
movie.
Potential.
All right. Question 2. David Bowie makes a cameo in
The
which
Prestige.
Christopher
The
Nolan movie?
Prestige.
The Prestige.
2 more points. Yes.
Come on.
Okay. Question 3.
Oh boy.
Let's dance with the knockout.
Knockout
What
ring.
happened on the 4th question, not on this one.
In Dunkirk, what item on Tom Hardy's Spitfire plane gets damaged during a
His
dogfight?
tail.
Multiple choice.
Is it A, the fuel gauge?
Oh no.
B, airspeed indicator. C, magnetic compass. D, altimeter.
Altimeter.
What did I say? Altimeter?
call
C.
Altimeter. Incorrect. Stacy, is it A, fuel gauge?
B.
B, airspeed indicator. C, magnetic compass. D, altimeter.
The fuel gauge.
That's correct.
Oh.
What a huge
Okay.
steal. That avoids a knockout.
Oh,
That
wow.
avoids a
Okay.
knockout.
Yes, it does.
He
It
avoids
does.
the knockout,
Guarantees
but
her
probably gets
entry into
50
round
KO.
3 where anything
Probably.
can happen.
Here you go. Last question, kid. Christopher Nolan was an executive producer on this 2014
Transcendence?
Depp flop.
Yeah.
Transcendence.
Yes, for 2 more points.
Ooh.
Big
That
pull
movie
for the kid.
stinks.
All right, so
Yes, it
so we have now 10-point lead as we 10-point lead.
Yeah, so Stacy Howard, basically, the good news for Stacy is that she made it to round 3. She avoided
The bad
the
news
knockout.
is
However,
she probably
the bad
won't
news,
get
she has to answer
very
all
far in
3
it.
of her questions in round number 3 correct to force
Yeah.
the hand of Brendan Meyer to answer 1 question, so he could be in technical knockout territory. Here's how round 3 works. We're going to get a series of numbers from each competitor. These numbers can range from 1 to 20. Each number you give us corresponds to a different genre of movie, trivia, Schmoedown, know-how. The first question, asked to you and only you, is worth 2 points. The next one is 3 points. The last one, should we get that far, is worth 5 big points. Now, Brendan, because you enjoy a 10-point lead and are on the verge of a technical knockout, you're going to give us your numbers first. From 1 to 20, give us 3 that feel particularly lucky, and please use American numbers, not Canadian numbers.
Oh.
Now, 1, 9, and 4?
1, 9, and 4.
I don't get that metric system.
Me.
All
Stacy?
right, Stacy, what do you got?
6, 12, 16.
6, 12, and 16. I will
6, 16.
Stacy, who's trying to avoid the TKO. Stacy, you chose number 6 for your first one. Number 6, and that would be Pixar. Pixar. Toy Story was the first film released by Pixar. Which 1998 film?
A Bug's Life.
was the
A
second?
Bug's Life. A Bug's Life.
Oh no, you.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
First one. Toy Story was the first film released by Pixar. Which 1998 film was the second?
She's under a lot of pressure in this moment.
I don't care.
Well, that's how the game works.
Yeah.
4, 3, 2.
Repeat the question.
Second one. Toy Story was the first film released by Pixar. Which 1998 film was the second? Five, 4.
Toy Story 2.
And your winner by way of technical knockout, Brendan the Kid Meyer. The answer was A Bug's Life. A Bug's Life.
Like that, and ants came out around the same time.
But the kid now has his second consecutive TKO in the tournament. He has 2 TKOs against Whitney Seibold and Stacy Howard. That is impressive.
It's impressive, and even more so, as you alluded to in round number 1, is that he is coming out of the gate so fast, so furious. He lives his life a quarter mile at a time for a reason. He gets so far ahead.
Did he really
early
just
in the
make a
match
Fast
that
and Furious
they're just
reference?
flummoxed by the time they're spinning the wheel. That's his strategy. I don't know if he'll be able to continue it once we get to the Final Four, but man, has it paid off for him so far.
Well, you know what I think has been helping is the fact when you look at what his big strength was, and like you said earlier, his coming out party was the free that skill is getting all of those questions, just the kind of round 1 questions, and him and his partner Bibiani very good at that, because that is really the first round is the free for all, and he's so good. He does 2 consecutive. He's got perfect rounds, 2 knockouts. Excuse me, 2 technical knockouts in the tournament, and now he's going to play the winner of Preston and Bateman. And that's going to be a battle no matter who he plays. So the kid right now is sitting pretty at 3-1.
I like Ben Bateman. I like Paul Preston just fine. I guarantee this. The kid is going to be the likable fan favorite in that matchup.
I think you're probably right. But Stacy Howard, once again, Stacy Howard has nothing to hang her head about. It's one of those things. Stacy will have a match like she did against Riley, but she can have a match like this. But the question is also, what's she going to do in the teams tournament? She's got Crimson Fury with her partner, and they've got a pretty good match.
Does she bring back the rosé for the team match?
Maybe so, but we're going to find out all that and more with Jen Sturger, who's back there with Corruption, Stacy Howard, and Ken Knapsack.
Stacy, happened to the rosé? What happened? You had so much momentum.
In front of the children, come on.
Oh, now you have standards.
Yeah, now I have standards. Today was a difficult day because I was so close on so many of those questions. I was also close to falling. I don't know if you just saw on the page, but I wasn't on my game today. Maybe singles, it's not the year for that. It's time for the teams now for me. So, it's where my strengths are.
That's right. You still have teams coming up. Kennedy, how are you feeling going into that?
Two things, Jennifer. First, we want to know where to submit our bill for the babysitting done today. I think I'll find someone in the bookkeeping department. Second, Jennifer, life is about swings and misses. And sometimes you have to take the big swings and you might miss, but it does not matter. You get up and you get back into that batter's box. We got the teams event. We know that we have a young competitor who's hungry at Stacy's side, and we know what
Team
Stacy
D2A
can
versus
do.
the Arkham
She's had
Knights.
some gigantic historic wins, and she's also had some losses. Swings and misses is what
That hurts all of us.
You move forward. That's all we're going to do here
Right.
in Corruption. We're not
If we're
gonna
talking
match
about the first match, that actually went a lot better than we thought it would.
What are you going to do to bounce back from this loss? I feel like you do so well in the
But
first
the
round of
unfortunate thing was
tournaments, and then
Tolo
it's just
Hammer was in that match.
you lose momentum or you hit a wall. Is it the downtime in between matches? Like, what is it?
It might be the fact that I don't study because I'm not a loser.
No, you are a loser because you don't
I'm
study.
going to focus my energy elsewhere.
I mean,
so hopefully I
the
gain
logic is
that momentum
beyond me,
back
Attack.
with another partner who's obviously very knowledgeable. I'm going to bring that spice, that spunk with it.
And rosé.
Yeah, and rosé, obviously. Glass for both of us. And we're going to have a good time. We're going to dominate. So I'm not scared. I don't care. I'm not worried.
All right, Ken, start working on that Bevmo sponsorship for, all right? Back to you guys.
All right, so
You get the swings and misses.
Yeah.
That's Jen Sturger and Cody Decker's show that they do every
that's
morning.
good.
You can listen to swings and misses. Check it out right now.
Ken was very, very excited about that, too. He's still smiling. Look at him.
Yeah, he loves a good pun almost as much as you do.
I like that, so much so. Listen, the Corruption obviously a little bummed, but they're right. The team's tournament is not too far
They'll
off,
get it
and
back.
Crimson Fury is a very, very formidable team. But the story right now is the kid. You look at what he's done. He just TKO'd Stacy. He TKO'd Whitney. And, the question I also am very curious about is what happened. How would Bibiani feel about that knockout to see Whitney get knocked out against a kid? No one's asked him that. I'm curious.
No one has asked him where his emotional mindset is, where his heart lies. Is he torn at all? Because he seems to
pretty
have
happy
a pretty
with
good
the
dance
kid.
with the kid.
Yeah.
But maybe there is something else lurking inside that beastly brain of his.
Let's find out. Jen Sturger's got both the kid and the beast. Here we go.
Get ready for some innuendos.
Brendan, you're still kind of breathing heavy back here. I think even when you had that really strong lead, you still were nervous up there. Is that just learning the game and learning that anything can go at any way,
Yeah, absolutely. It's funny. I know, having watched matches, that I know if I was watching a match like that, I would have probably been like, 7 points is a lot. But when you're up there, you start to really see it. You look at the wheel, you go, okay, so if I spin something I'm not good at, she spins something she is good at, there's a big point swing, then maybe I still have a lead, but it's small. I mean, you really, it always feels close up there until you hear someone say, and you're a winner, it's you, It always feels close.
Christopher Nolan, obviously you got a category that you knew and you felt good about. Why did you spin away from the first?
Modern Classics. It was funny because I did spin it.
Because you weren't born when most Modern Classics were popular.
Yeah, maybe. Well, no, Modern Classics is a really, really interesting category because I think that the questions tend to be more deep cut. And so I've seen a lot of movies, but sometimes, especially some of those modern classics, I feel like sometimes I saw them when I was younger, and it's possible I may not have revisited them in the last couple of years. So I always feel better going with something else. And Christopher Nolan, I think he's one of my favorite directors, so it was lucky for me, yeah.
And how's the coaching process been for you, Bibbs, with all of this going on? He's put on some fantastic matches. Anything that you want to see him improve on? Or
I'm going to say this right now. Speaking as someone who has joined factions and joined teams where the coaching process can be kind of condescending and crap, the kid is coaching me as much as I'm coaching him. The kid is teaching me how to play the game again, and I am a better player for it. And he is already a great player.
This is why now I
don't
want
have to teach
Bibiani
him
and
much at all.
Broca
What
in
we
the
do is we
semis.
work together, and we strategize. And together we are racking up the wins. This
I
one's
actually
on him,
I
of
have that
course,
on my
but
bracket.
it's a win for the team, and that's really, really awesome. And I could not be more proud.
I'm
of
going
him
with her winning
if he had
KO.
Somehow also
Which is also
pressed
totally
a
possible.
That's
truck
definitely a
and,
possible
ran a
possibility.
marathon and jumped to the moon and punched out the devil.
What?
Couldn't be more proud even that.
What did he just
T-shirt.
say?
Lateral move.
they're T-shirts, Bibbs, not superpowers. So how are you feeling going into this next round of the tournament? You're either going to be facing Preston or Bateman.
No.
I mean, neither are slouch opponents. That's for sure.
What I want
No,
is
I mean,
Bibbs versus
this is the
Meyer
thing
in the
is, I feel
final.
like Whitney and Stacy were both.
That will be the
opponents, and things
nicest
went my way
final
on
in
that
history,
day.
I feel.
And I think that this will be the toughest test, not just because it's because you're going to be playing people in form. You're
I
gonna be
think
playing
it's
people
actually
who've won
possible. I think it's
2
quite
matches
possible.
in a row, and Ben has been around this league a long time. I mean, his resume speaks for itself. And Paul, I have been consistently impressed with how he's played. I've seen all his matches, and he is.
And how much he snorts protein powder.
Yes, exactly. I mean, look, the way he's playing, I might need some of that because seriously, he is playing so well. I mean, so we'll see what happens.
Is that protein powder by any
You're fine
chance
the way you
white?
are. We all love you the way you are. Don't
Heyo.
change. You're doing great.
Was it weird seeing him play with
It was weird seeing. What a coincidence that you would ask that question. I wonder how that could possibly have been set up. No, it was weird seeing him play Whitney. But you know what? I knew that whoever won that match, I was going to lose because someone that I cared about was going to lose that match. But someone that I cared about also won that match. And Whitney and I are, we're on the outs, Schmoedown wise, but we put on a good face. And we
Definitely going to ask
every
those
single week.
two about that match.
We have a
next week.
Patreon. Excuse me, I have something in my eye.
Oh, such a Soapy's choice.
There's someone jumping on you.
See you in the next round of the tournament. Back to you guys.
Well, I mean, look.
I don't know if I can plug our Patreon while
No,
I'm
not
weeping.
like that. He's so good. It was funny though too because it was. I know Bibiani's and when I was watching him, he was giving all these like really nice
What
words
in
to
the
and I'm
hell?
like, where's the Bibiani-isms? And then the moon stuff and the punching the devil, and that's the Bibs we know. And love. So, well, now, of course it's real. That's what goes on through his head, and that's why he's the beast that we love so much. But you can also tell that's why there's so much love between the two of them. And I happen.
I would like to punch the devil, but I'll just settle for him getting
soak
impeached.
up a lot of information from playing with somebody of the beast caliber.
Absolutely.
Because
100%,
you're looking at
how to play the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a former
Yeah.
champion, and the fact
Lovely.
that is exactly what happened. And when you
Bring
saw-
it
Yeah,
on,
that
comments.
free-for-all
Bring
game
it on.
too. So that's when the bond started. Was at that free for all, and you see that it's one of the bigger stories of what's happened in the Schmoedown this season. Are these two guys and watching what they're going to do? They both come from different generations of Schmoedown. So to see what they're both doing in both singles and getting excited to see them in teams together for the teams tournament, it's an exciting time.
A bond forged in the fire of competition, unlike us who are forged in the fire of your barbecue. Thanks for the invite back in 2003. Well, we got a lot to look forward to here in the tournament setting. Like Christian had said, make sure you guys check out our Schmoedown Patreon, Movie Church Schmoedown Patreon. Check which tier is right for you, and check us out wherever you enjoy your podcast. And we have live events coming up at schmoedownlive.net.
Will it be the
.com, excuse me.
There you go. .com.
.com.
But will the kid be in the finals in Orlando on October 19th? Well, somebody will be there. There'll be 2 people competing to find out who's going
going.
to play for the championship at the Spectacular, and you guys can see it. Come to Orlando. That's right, October 19th. The schmoedownlive.com. Get it. And make sure also that you throw a comment here. Throw down a like. Make sure that we're going to do today, we'll do, let's say,
20,000.
not 20,000.
20,000 likes.
We'll do 2,000 likes, and we'll do 500
Hey, I just saw
comments.
Nico in
Let's
the
see if
credits.
we can get it done. Go ahead, comment below there. We will see you next time. Man, this tournament's getting going.
By the way, when do you get credited?
You got the touch. You got the power.
Oh,
Oh no.
Hey, I've been meaning to talk to you. Nice blazer. It's my old brand. Axe. Messy look? It's my old brand too.
You know what, Ben? You're a joke. The Horsemen are a joke. I actually used to look up to you. Now you just fall around Roka like you're some sort of puppy dog? Wake up, Ben. Joke.
Well, that went well.
The plot.
Rat.
okay. Well, it's gonna be a yikes for me. That's really all I have to say. Nico.
Besides Brendan's gameplay, I'd have to say the best part of the match was the banter and the babysitter jokes going back and forth. We probably talked over a lot of them, so there's probably more we could have heard and laughed at, but it was still entertaining nonetheless. When Stacy said in her post-match that she doesn't study, that's a lie. I know for a fact that when your first partner is Brienne Chandler and then you join a faction with Mike Kalinowski, you're studying like crazy. She's just saying that to keep up with the villainous persona that she's trying to portray here. And I'm certain it's hurting her inside that like she keeps having such highs and then such lows, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show here. And I want to see her do well.
Same.
I don't know what more you can do, though, to really get her on that consistently good basis that we know she has the potential to reach. As for Brendan, he's doing perfectly fine, and I like that he and Bibbs are just this contagious batch of positivity that just keep making each other better. And I know for a fact that either Brendan or Paul, I'm sorry. I got my point confused here. My thought was it was going to be Brendan versus Paul on the left side of the bracket for the semis. I'm half right now. Let's see how the other half plays out. I'm pretty sure I'll be right there. And then it's just a matter of there's the rookies. Who from the veterans side is going to be their opponent in Orlando?
That'll be a big question. Chris?
Yeah, actually, Nico kind of took the point that I was going to find myself eventually getting to, but yeah, as much as it behooves me to say this, Nico has had a point for the last couple months in regards to how the new blood is really starting to show the old guard what's up.
That's true.
And this tournament is kind of the proof of that because the kid is killing it. Preston is killing it. And sure, people like Irwin and Bibiani, they're not going to go anywhere for a long time. But at this rate, I'm a little scared that we're going to start seeing much less of your Stacey Howards, your Mark Rileys, possibly your Ben Batemans, So it's kind of weird. It's very weird that, as the talent pool keeps building, what does that mean for everyone else who we've already known for years and years?
Well, it might also be a case where the old guard, they've been doing it for so long, and some of them have actually gotten to a point where they won a belt or got a title shot.
Or have 20 matches in one division, let alone two.
Yeah, so some of these people may have been just a little burned out on it, and they're like, you know what, I don't need to win. I already showed my worth. And of course, there are still people who want to show their worth or who are just naturally gifted. Because, yeah, as you guys say, Irwin, Bibiani, and Roca, they're going to win a whole lot of matches regardless of their opponent. And unfortunately, that makes sure that in that side of the bracket, the new blood didn't continue because Haley Fouch, Chance Ellison, Silvestrini, all very new to the game. Well, Chance and Rachel put up a fight. Haley, not so much, but that we know that was more because of the live event. And they showed that they are good. They might need some effort, some more time. We'll see about that. But yeah, Meyer is killing it, and I'm happy for him because honestly, the way he's been playing this season is so good. Plus, his personality is so positive, and that's awesome to see. I do want to come back to one thing that Stacy said. I don't study, that's for loser. You lose because you don't study.
No, she's fibbing. She's fibbing for character purposes.
Shut up. Let me finish my point. Or she does study, and then you're a hypocrite because you say that you don't study, but you do. Like, what the hell? So this bothers me beyond belief, but because seriously, you have to study for this game because that's what this game has become. You have to study, otherwise you lose. And this is exactly what happened. So either she doesn't study and, she's a loser and she's not going to win much more because in all honesty, I also have her losing the first match of the team tournament. That's not necessarily because I think she's bad. It's just because she's facing Paul Yama. It's kind of high. But I don't get it, and I really wonder if Stacy is gonna get to a point again where she can get into a number one contender or title match, because she was there once. She was there last year at Collision, and that was after a pretty impressive run of wins, not against the best people, but then she faced some of the best people, and yeah, she lost. She was the first out of that triple threat. So
I have a thought.
I just want to say one more thing. I like Stacy as a person, and I think that she has a lot of potential. But yeah, the way that she has been inconsistent this year alone, but also in the past, is extremely frustrating. Because I'm a fan of Corruption, but I still don't understand. Like, out of the Corruption players, Mike is top. Then Chance is right behind him because Chance is also extremely good. But Stacy seems to be way down there, not up at that level, and I'm just frustrated that she is not performing what she should do, because I want her to perform well. I want her to win matches, or at least make it close if she loses. Because if she loses, it's going to be a KO or a TKO like today. Anyhow, Nico.
So the way we know how the nuke is going to play out, we're going to get 10 stables of, I think, 10 people.
Yeah.
It's going to be 10 managers picking people, but I think that not all the competitors, all the 115, will be divided over those 10. I think
they said each stable will consist of 10 people, meaning there might be 15 who get left out and put on the reserves. If they said the total was 115, that's just math. That's just how it works. Yeah. I have a feeling Stacy will get drafted. She'll be someone's 6th to 10th draft pick, but I think whatever stable she gets put on will be full of killers, at least in terms of the first 3 to 4 picks. That that she might finally be able to absorb some of the greatness, some of the movie knowledge from her counterparts, that she can just finally start putting up the performances that we know she can put up.
I also think that it might be a wake-up call for her if she is one of the people to get picked later than first, and that she's like, wait, why are all these people getting picked first? Well, because they're simply showing that they're better than you. So in that case, maybe that will be a wake-up call. I also think that the manager and those good players will be like, okay, you're in our stable, so you better study up and get better at this game, or otherwise we don't need you. I don't know. We'll see. Anything else before we close out?
Yeah, just first off, wow, that was quite passionate. I respect that. In regards to, I'll give my closing thoughts about Stacy here real quick before I get to my final point. Yeah, ditto, because she's always proven that she does know how to play the game. She does know how to use strategy, and granted, it's probably also just because of her job and how much she's been, she is working constantly, that maybe she doesn't have as much time for studying as she would like. And unfortunately, it shows.
I feel it's the same for all the competitors who have a job and who are very wrapped up in their job, but they still perform better, or most of them.
Yeah. But most of the competitors also work in the movie field.
Yeah.
Well, that does help.
But this was one of those things where, yeah, I really hope this match was a wake-up call, because 5-5, that's not the worst record to have.
No, but there are definitely better records.
There are definitely better records to have. So I hope that she can take this opportunity to be like, okay, I've been slipping up against some solid competitors. I shouldn't have gotten knocked out by Rachel Cushing. I shouldn't have gotten knocked out by Dan Merle. I shouldn't have gotten TKO'd by the kid.
And
Janine. So
twice. Actually.
Yeah, touche. So what I hope that this wake-up call does is it reminds her, that she actually has the potential. She just has to get with the right people. And frankly speaking, I kind of want Corruption to just dump her so she can find the right people to get her back on track. Because I know you like Corruption, but
it's the Mike Kalinowski show right now.
Yeah.
With Chance Ellison as a supporting character.
A little.
Yeah.
Look, with Corruption, Corruption is essentially just the team Corruption, not necessarily the entire faction. And that's going to happen with the nuke, because after the nuke, they will still remain that team because, well, Grayson can have dibs if they retain the belt. I have to say that, of course. But if they retain the belt, if they are still champions at the end of the year, then that will be the same thing. But then Stacy will be left out, and I think they're just kind of waiting for that to happen at this point. Because, why would you now make a change that'll get fucked up at the end of the year anyway? So, that's it.
That's that, yeah.
All right, guys, then. Sorry for going on a little bit longer, but sometimes we get passionate because we love the game and we love certain factions and people, or we want to love certain factions and people who don't perform as well. Anyway, please give a like to this video. Comment on anything that you saw. Give us your thoughts on what will happen with Corruption now, or yell at us. Yeah, yell at us. Yell at everything. I don't know. I don't care. As long as you leave a comment, that'll help us. And definitely type it as Chris just did, and make a video of you typing that comment so that we can put it on our Facebook page. That'll be hilarious. Also, this is going to be a GIF. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and Nico, plug yourself.
Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, at Nico Suave Regoli, or just Nico Suave with 4 random English numbers at the end on Discord, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, coming soon, hashtag give Nico a job. Combat Wrestling Trivia on Facebook, Combat Wrestling Network on YouTube. The poorly made Twitter handle is at Combat Wrestling, the number 2. There is no letter G. Right here on Dedicated to Art and all the places that these two will say in just a moment. TMG Entertainment, check out their YouTube channel and check out me winning this bad boy in a debate against Richard Schwartz. And, of course, Trivia for Thon 2 coming up soon. Got a lot more matches on the books that I will announce the full schedule soon. And there's still more to be added because there's still 2 to 3 months left to plan.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dear. Okay. Chris, plug yourself.
Yes, you follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Stardust, Letterboxd, Discord. There was one other place I was going to plug, and fuck, I totally forgot what it was. This is embarrassing.
Twitter?
Anyway, whatever.
Instagram?
No, I already said that. At Skywalker Dome. And yes, you can follow this very channel on Twitter and Instagram at D2A channel. Please like our Facebook page and go to our Facebook group. Join today to become part of the conversation. And this Friday on the Who Cares Anime podcast, we're going to hang out with you guys for a while. We're going to talk about some horror stuff because it is the month of horror. It is, it's Halloween's coming up. It's October. And we're just going to hang out. Because next week, it's going to be a big effing show. Why is it a big effing show? Because funny enough that we saw the kid perform today, and we saw William the Beast Bibiani, because, wait, are we going to have William Bibiani and Whitney Seibold on the Who Cares Anime podcast? Oh, you'd better believe it. So make sure you text
Growl,
growl.
growl.
Growl, growl.
Growl, growl.
I say growl, growl. Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun. So this week, it'll just be Chris and myself talking about our favorite horror movies. Not the biggest horror fan, but I am warming up to the genre, and I've seen some horror movies over the last year, so I can actually talk a little bit about that. And, of course, please join it so we can shout out your favorite horror movies. Let us know in the chat or on our Facebook group. I'll probably put up a post for you to put that. Anywho, in the meantime, you can follow me at Dutch Movie Guy on Twitter, on Facebook, and Letterboxd, Kees Cornelissen. And this Sunday, coming back, Star Wars Resistance, our newest favorite show in the Star Wars universe. Finally, season 2 is starting, and the first episode will be this Sunday, so we will definitely do a review for that. So look out for that, because I'm really excited for it. I cannot wait to see what happens in this first episode. With that said, guys, we will see you in our next video, and until then, take care.
Yeah.